What is going on, everybody? We are back here as the Eagles season officially ends at the hands of the Seattle Seahawks 17-9. I know Philly.500. I think you did the game. You did the play-by-play.
I streamed, yeah.
Yeah. As you and I both know, Carson Wentz went down fairly early. It was a lot of people want to say it was a cheap shot by David Clowney. It probably was. But the way I see it, and I'm going to be honest, even if this has an uproar to it, Jadeveon Clowney was being a professional. He went for the hit. What you're supposed to do as a professional athlete is you're supposed to take out the best players. And it was a football play. It was a pure football play, and the refs missed it. We should have got at least a penalty from it. And unfortunately for us, Wentz didn't come back. And a lot of people want to say that Josh McCown's old. Josh McCown couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. The guy was moving the ball the whole game. Couldn't get it done in the red zone. But he played serviceable. And you know what? Josh McCown at 40 years old, he looked like a pretty damn good backup. Now, we were talking before the stream, if Carson Wentz stayed in the game, would we have won this game? I personally don't think so because he started the game 1 for 4 with 3 yards passing, and he was all over the place. He was very reckless, and I don't know if he would have calmed down, but all I do know is that if you're in the red zone, which I don't know if he would have got into, if you're in the red zone, Carson Wentz probably would have scored in the red zone. And, yeah. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, look, I don't know if we would have won this game or not. And I don't say that because I do think we would have scored more points. But my fear was like the problem with this defense was we could not stop the vertical game. We could not stop the big third and longs. We could not get off the field. So we could score points tied up. How do we know our defense was going to stop it? So, I mean, maybe we would have won. Maybe we wouldn't have won. Carson, as far as the early, jitters going on at 1 of 4, I wasn't worried about all that. That was all jitters from the game. But after that hit, when he took it, I don't know if you saw on TV, but they showed a picture of him taking a snap. And at one point, his eyes were like this.
Yeah.
Like he was out on his feet. That killed us. Now, I thought McCown played pretty good. We didn't score in the red zone. That killed us. And I thought that personally, I think Doug missed some opportunities there, some play calling stuff. But I mean, overall, at some point you're just so depleted with players that you're going to play a better team, and this is going to happen. So.
Now, personally, I don't think that Seattle's that good of a team. I really don't. I was standing there the whole game because in the playoff atmosphere at the link, everyone stands for every single play. There's no sitting during the playoff atmosphere. And I was standing just watching the game, and I was like, even though we're down by 8, we could easily go down the field and score and tie this game up. Like, there was never a moment in the game where I was like, this game is completely over. And when Miles Sanders dropped that ball on, what was it, 4th and 3rd? That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown.
Yeah. He just dropped it, man. He dropped it. It was bad. I mean, but one of the things I thought about this game going into it was that you had to contain Russell Wilson. You can't let him make plays and buy time. He will go downfield and kill you. He will kill you, and it bothers me that that's exactly what happened. And the guy that I wanted in the draft, that I was thinking we were going to draft the second round, DK Metcalf, killed us. He killed us. Yep. And that's very frustrating. I think if Carson plays this game, I think we have a really good chance to win. My question is would the defense be able to contain Russell Wilson when he's going downfield? I don't know. And I'm not blaming the defense. I think they did what they had to do. They only allowed 17 points. But you got to score in the red zone,
No, and here's the thing. Like, everyone wants to attack Jim Schwartz. Everyone wants to say he shouldn't come back next year. If you would have told me before the game that we would have only given up 17 points to Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks and still lose the game, I would have thought you were out of your mind. Seattle was depleted as well on defense and offense. And, Fletcher Cox showed up today.
Fletcher Cox was a beast today. He was a monster today. And, they were depleted. And the fact that we only scored 9 points, it sucks. But at the same time, it just wasn't meant to be for us. Going into Green Bay next week, I don't think Wentz would have played.
So going into Green Bay next week, we would have lost that game anyway.
No.
So maybe we just end it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's a pretty bad concussion.
Yeah.
So he probably is going he would probably have to get to the championship game to have a chance to play. Yeah. So, yeah, probably not. But, I don't know. I mean, it's disappointing, but at the same time, like, I know what we've been playing through the whole year with what we had, and I'm proud of this team. They fight to the end, even though they make mistakes, and there's things that you can bitch about. But overall, I mean, I can't kill this team. I think they were so beat up. I just do.
Yeah, I mean, they were beat up, but at the same time, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, Dallas Goedert was balling out today. He had 7 receptions. Zach Ertz had 2 for 40 yards, I believe. And, Boston Scott, Miles Sanders were finding their form. I just felt like, it left a sour taste in my mouth because, like I said, the whole game, we were there. We were there the whole game. And my friend next to me, who I brought to the game, wanted to leave after the second quarter because he loves Carson Wentz, and he doesn't think that Josh McCown could have won the game for us. Like, he thought that the season was over.
Yeah, I mean, McCown had a chance. He definitely hurt it. He definitely pulled a hamstring. He was hurt himself towards the end of that game. Yeah. And I mean, the one thing I would have liked was I think Doug should have kicked those field goals. Yeah. Because it would have made it 17-15 with a couple timeouts. You would have had an opportunity. But, then again, we had 3 timeouts. They had the ball. It was a minute something left. There was 3rd down, and they go downfield, and DK Metcalf gets the first down to clinch the game. You can't allow those kind of plays.
And that's another thing I'm going to talk about right now. Doug Peterson, I have to address him. Doug Peterson, I love what he did for us, the Super Bowl-wise, all right? But I'm going to give you facts right here, right now. The guy is not a good play caller at all. Like, I mean, he is a winner. He gets the job done. But when it comes to situational play calling, he's not. He's, like, in the bottom tier, in my opinion. And the thing is, like you said, you should have kicked the field goals in those situations, and we didn't get it. And then we didn't have the chance at the end of the game because we didn't kick those field goals. And it's like, I just don't know what the guy thinks at points in time. I really don't. And I've been saying this the whole year. I like the guy, but when you look at someone like Pete Carroll, who throws the ball on 3rd and 10, risking giving us another timeout and us not losing that last one, you go and play for the win instead of keeping it safe. Right. And that's the difference between Pete Carroll and Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson lost his balls, and Pete Carroll on the road in the freezing cold threw the ball.
I'm not going to say Doug lost his balls because it's kind of ballsy to go for it on some of those fourths, but I think that sometimes maybe you can be over aggressive, and I thought, like, hang around, cut it, hang around, and then get that last possession and try to win it. You need something like that instead of having to score a touchdown, then still get a 2-point conversion, which is what they would have to do, which made it tough. So I mean, it sucks, man. It definitely sucks. I think we could have beat this team. I don't know how far this team could have got as banged up, even if Carson's there. But when I look at the totality of this season, with the injuries, I think there was lack of the front office going out and bringing in a guy that could have helped this team in a situation like this. It all came back. It all came back to this, to the night, and it'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. I personally think they need to switch this offense over. I would like to see Mike Groh go. I think Schwartz is probably going to stay, and I don't blame Schwartz for certain things. Like, there was a 3rd down where it was 3rd and 18, and Russell Wilson runs for it, and Bradham just misses the tackle. He just misses the tackle. You got to make that tackle. Craig LeBlanc, same thing. Craig LeBlanc misses a 3rd down tackle. Would have been 4th down. The guy on Moore, he breaks the tackle and he runs all the way down to the 5-yard line. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm moving on from Jalen Mills. I can't stand this guy anymore. And watching him, because I had a sideline view today. Watching him on the sideline, it looked like a fucking track star when DK Metcalf was running that route. He was like 2 lengths behind him, and he acted like he did something when he dropped the ball. He was like this. And he acted like he did something. He didn't do shit. He does that every single game. Like, I'm so tired of him.
I watch DK Metcalf, and I'm going. I'm thinking about back to the draft and doing my live stream and going, oh my God, DK Metcalf. We're taking DK Metcalf right here with the second round pick, and I keep thinking it, and then it's Arcega-Whiteside, and I'm going, are you kidding me? And it comes back to haunt us tonight.
It's a fucking shame too, because I actually liked the JJ pick, like I really did, and the guy is a complete stiff. He's garbage.
I know. Can you imagine a guy like DK Metcalf who could stretch the field with this team right now? It would have been great.
Yeah, exactly. And Deshaun Jackson ran out of the tunnel today. You know, that would have been great to see next week. But
that's really what sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Is that just I wanted Deshaun back and see what would happen, and we're never going to know. And it's a shame that he waited. I mean, because look, let's face it, him not getting that surgery in week 2. We could have had him playing right now.
Yeah.
You know, these are all the things that we talked about all season that finally all came into one game and hurt us.
All right. So in the offseason, what do you think we need to do? You think we should spend our first couple picks on wide receivers and just call it?
I would draft here now. I don't know who's on the board, and it's early, but right off the bat, my first pick wide receiver, my second pick a corner, my third pick a wide receiver. Okay. I'm going 2 wide receivers, the first 3 picks on a corner. I have to get better skilled players.
Yeah, it's just crazy how we went 9-7 with the team that we have right now. Well,
I know.
It's insane. Like all these Giants fans coming into my mentions and stuff saying, "Oh, the NFC sucked this year." Well, we won 9 games with our practice squad. You know how tough that is to do?
It's ridiculous. And I was getting it too. I mean, you know, I get the people who are acting like, you know, calling Carson Wentz injury prone and stuff. When you take a shot in the back of your head, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. You those are things that, and you're a boxer, right? You box, you know. They'll tell you the shot that hurts the most isn't always the hard shot you're ready for. It's the shot you don't see coming.
Well, that's why I was pissed, because I do box and I do get hit in the head. When I saw that he left the game and that he wasn't coming back, I did put on Twitter. I was like, I will read you the tweet right now, all right? And I'm not going to delete this tweet because I was really pissed off. And you know me, I'm unfiltered. All right, so this is the tweet I said, and people got really pissed off at me with this tweet. Because like I said, I do get hit a lot when it comes to boxing, and I know what it feels like. And you know, it is a tough hit to take mentally because you don't see it coming. But this is what I said. And in the moment, I said, it's a concussion. Get your ass back out there, you pussy. That's what I said.
Yeah, well, you know, and there was a lot of people saying that. But the thing with concussion protocol is the way that they run it, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. The doctors pull you out, and you don't have a choice. He got hit in the back of the head hard. I would not kill any. I don't care. I don't care who it is. You get hit the way he got hit, you're going to have a concussion. And when you see his eyes and he's like this, like I don't know. Some people are saying his wife went in the back and saw him, and he didn't even know who she was.
No, his wife went back to they called his wife in there because he wanted to come back out. But the thing was, the doctor, because I found this out after the game, the doctor said that there was no way he was playing. Like, and I think he was like starting to like tear up because he really wanted to play.
Well, he wanted to play. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but I mean, dude, the one play they showed him taking a snap and his eyes were like this. Like he was out on his feet.
Yeah.
He was out on his feet. And it was a dirty ass hit. I don't care what anybody says. And if you want to say that's Clowney's job, well, I mean, that's old school football. If that's the case, then I'm going to go after Russell Wilson's legs.
You should.
Then I'm going to go after whatchamacallit.
But
play that game.
But Philly,
but why?
Philly, that's what you're supposed to do.
But what I'm saying is we don't do that.
Yeah.
But they do. And it pisses me off. And that's the second year in a row that Clowney's cheap shot us.
Yeah.
You know? That's the worst part of this whole thing for me is I didn't know how far this team could go. I thought that if we could win one playoff game, get Deshaun back, Lane Johnson, who knows what could happen. But I mean, this is about the ceiling for this team with what we had. It is, and they fought their hearts out. And I respect it. I know they left it all on the field. I like some of the young guys. I like Greg Ward Jr. I like Boss Scott. I like Miles Sanders. I want to get some weapons, and I want this team to be better next year.
Thanks for the super chat, Chrono Cowboy. I really appreciate it. Coming from a Cowboy fan, he said, "Sorry about the loss, guys. The Eagles will be back." It's a problem for us right now because we're entering cap hell. So I don't know where this team's going to go from here. Also, someone in the comment section said, "Watch Carson Wentz retire. It would suck."
So what are you going to retire for?
Well, I mean, the reason why I'm thinking about that in the back of my head is because the guy is very unlucky. He got a torn ACL. Now he has a head injury. You never know because of the whole Andrew Luck thing. And it would suck because we don't have any options at quarterback.
Here's the thing. Wentz is not retiring. He just signed a $100 million contract.
Yeah.
He's not going to retire. He just showed the last month of the season that he could put a team on his back and elevate a team of practice squad guys. Whether or not people were happy with him getting hurt or not, to me, I don't blame anybody for getting a concussion. And because the way that they run it with the concussion protocols, he doesn't have a choice. And the thing about it is he's proven a lot this year. But now we have to adjust the offense to better fit him. We have to get better talent around him so he can take that next step. And that's the truth. He's not going anywhere. He'll be back.
Yeah, two people in the comment section said, one said the crowd sounded dead on TV, and Chrono Cowboy asked, how was the crowd at the link? I'll tell you firsthand, the crowd was terrible. The crowd was absolutely horrible. There was no sound from the beginning snap. It seems like the crowd, either one, knew that this team wasn't going anywhere, or two, once they won the Super Bowl, they just don't care anymore. It's just like a night out. It's a night to do something, and that's all they care about.
Do you think that the crowd were they before that? Were they bad before the injury to Carson or after?
The whole game.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. These are kind of games that make you hungry again. If they're not hungry, it's to me, I'm already thinking I want to get back to next year. I want to get a bye week. That's it.
Well, instead of having Carson Wentz's first playoff game, or a win or a loss, well, in the record book, it's going to say loss, but having a win or loss for Carson Wentz, you're going to be talking about, can he get to the playoffs again and win another playoff game or win his first playoff game? It's just stupid conversations. Like in the offseason, you're going to hear all these Eagles fans talking about Wentz and if we should have kept the Eagles again.
Look, no matter what. Look, the truth of the matter, if Carson played the whole game and they lost, they were going to go after him. There are people that are just waiting to stomp on this guy at any turn. Now, I mean, if he hurt his shoulder, if he hurt something and didn't play because he was hurt, he had a boo-boo like Nelson Aguilar, then maybe I would be like, yeah, okay, he's hurt again. But when you have a concussion, that you don't even have a choice in the matter. You don't get the choice.
But, this is the thing, though. Was it his fault? No, he was defenseless in that situation. All right, I understand that, but it's the way that shit happens with this guy every single year. It's like this guy is the most unlucky guy in franchise history, and it's like one of those things. It's like, should we really rely on a guy that's so unlucky that he gets injured to the extent of not being able to play?
Well, saying it after he signs a $100 million contract, it doesn't matter at this point because he signed. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you never drafted him, you never have a Super Bowl ring for Nick Foles to win.
It's true. And
so what we got to hope is that all this bad luck, because look, dude, you're right. I mean, I feel bad. This dude's had some bad luck.
Yeah.
But I think that, hopefully it plays out that we have a happy ending to the story when it's dealing with his career. I think that this sucks that he went out. And he wanted to play, I know. But damn it, you know what? He still played 16 games. He showed me a lot. There's a lot to go on, and he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
I don't know, man. The guy played 16 games. Everyone was like, "Yeah, he's not injured prone," and all of a sudden, the fifth play of the game.
But I don't see. I don't consider concussions. I don't consider injury prone. That kind of
concussion to that extent, though. To that extent,
dude. He took a shot in the back of the head.
Yeah, but how perfectly timed do you have to have that hit for it to be perfect to where you're out of the game? Like, what other quarterback would have taken that hit
But it's not like he went out of the game and he said, I'm out. He wanted to play. He wasn't allowed. A doctor's not going to allow you a concussion. We all know that. But it's not like the old days where they just play through it. I'm sure if it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he would have come back in.
Yeah.
But they don't let you now. That's just the way it is.
It's a health
Concussion
concern, I know.
protocol,
Yeah.
and then we would be saying, what happens if he came back in and won? We'd all be talking about what a beast, man. The guy's playing a concussion, and he's but they don't let you.
But this is the problem I have with that rule, because what if you're in the Super Bowl, you get a concussion, you don't have even a third stringer because everyone's hurt, and you have to rely on Greg Ward to be your quarterback. It's like, how far does this rule go? If we find out tomorrow that this concussion really wasn't as bad as it seems, I'm going to be kind of livid at not Carson Wentz, but I'm going to be livid at the NFL, because it's like, you literally had us lose this game because it was a protocol that you couldn't find out till the next day.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it comes because of all the CT or whatever they've had, and the lawsuits and the concussion stuff. So they're really strict about that. Once those doctors get you and say concussion, you're done.
You're done.
You have no say, even if you could go. I mean, there are guys that have said, like, I don't think I have a concussion, but they don't play them out of precaution.
Well, the easiest sign to check for a concussion is they do that stupid light in your eyes, and if your eyes don't turn at a certain speed, they know you have a concussion because your brain moves at a certain way.
Right. They did show him on the sideline, and at one point he was just sitting there like this, like he had a really bad headache.
Migraine. I mean, my friend thought he broke his neck. Like, I mean, the way the hit looked, it looked bad. I'm not going to lie to you, it looked terrible. All right,
it was bad. I mean, because not only did he get hit by this 270-pound guy, full speed, goes head first, helmet down in the back of your head, but then his head slammed on the ground.
Yeah.
So he got hit here in the back and then in the front.
I really feel bad for the guy. It's just, I don't know if he could ever be fucking reliable. It's just the thing. I don't know. I don't know. And it's a problem because, I'm looking back at Donovan McNabb, and I'm looking back at even fucking Michael Vick. Michael Vick, he got banged up and bruised. He was out for
but you know what they'll say. Back there, McNabb, how many times did he have concussion that he played through? How many times did Vick? They don't let you do that.
He didn't die. Yeah, but McNabb didn't
I know, but they don't let you do it now. I mean, I remember long ago, Mark Simenow. I don't know if you remember him, but he got hit. And he literally was it Simenow or Stewart? I can't remember. The linebacker, and he was literally walking sideways, falling down.
Yeah.
They take him out of the game, they concussion protocol, and they put him back in, and then wound up he had a concussion, and the Eagles got in all sorts of trouble for that crap.
Yeah.
It was long ago. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, because the NFL could get sued. It's all about the NFL's pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
They take it out. Once it goes to the doctor's hands, the NFL players, the coaches, they have no say. So even if he could have or he wanted to, like you said, they're not going to let him in.
It's stupid. I hate that rule because I don't think it was that bad. I really don't. I feel like it was just a concussion where he could have played through it and he would have been fine. Listen, it's not like it's the middle of the season. This was a playoff game to end your season if you lost.
Right.
And if this concussion's not as big of a deal as they're making it out to be, it's bullshit. Like,
maybe the doctor was a member of the Fulton Society.
Or Seattle.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Jerry Jones, some of his some of his money was working tonight. I really do.
Roger Goodell was actually in the stadium tonight.
Was he? I thought the refs were horrible. I mean, Derek Barnett, they called that. Remember, it was what, like, I think it was 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10 down at the goal line, and Russell Wilson throws. It was incomplete, but they called a late hit on Derek Barnett. Now, technically, he did hit him.
Yeah.
But he kind of tried to grab him and hold him up. And I'm thinking, how can you call that and then not call the hit on Carson, and then there was a hit on McCown too? Yeah, there was this one play on McCown after the play, the one defensive lineman just shoved him. Yeah, after he threw it. The ref was just standing there looking at it like really? But I mean, I just think that it just sucks, man. It sucks. It's like we can't even get out of this. Like, to me, I would have rather Carson play bad, play good, and lose, and be like, all right, well, he got the experience. We can build on it. But now this is going to be hanging over his head all offseason. People are going to make a big deal out of it, and I think unfairly in a lot of ways. And we're going to have to wait it out.
Yeah, we're going to because technically he didn't play in a first playoff game. So I
Really?
mean,
It doesn't consider. They don't consider it a technical game.
no, they can for his record they consider it because he started the game,
Right.
which is bullshit. So like at the end of his career, it'll have that loss on his record, even though he barely played.
Right.
And but the whole off season, our fans are so stupid. Like I'm sorry for anyone that's in here. I'm not. I don't mean all of you. I just mean like there is a lot of fans that are stupid. Like I was sitting there at the stadium today, and they were like, "Who's our backup quarterback? Who's the assistant coach?" And I'm like, "Stop talking to me. Like I just want to watch the game. Like
Right.
seriously, stop talking to me." And it's like people are drunk at the game, and you don't want to deal with it because I don't drink, and it's just our fans are just there's something else, man. They really are.
And it is what it is. That's our fans are our fans, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. It sucks. It would have been great to see Carson play out. But man, when I look at this team, and I just look we had more injuries today. Carson gets hurt, McCown got hurt, Brandon Graham gets hurt, Miles Sanders at the end of the half. I mean, it's like we go down every week, dude. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Yeah, I don't even know where we pick in the draft, honestly. I think maybe 19 or 20.
Something like, I think 21. I think 20, 21, somewhere around there.
We might have to trade up, to be honest with you. I want CeeDee Lamb. I want CeeDee Lamb.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
That's what I think they need to do. I mean, would you give Greg Ward Jr. a shot on this team next year?
Yeah, as a 4.
How about like a slot receiver?
Yeah, I would. I mean, Aguilar's probably gone.
Thank God.
yeah,
that's my favorite thing about this season ending.
Yeah, you hated him, and I saw that in your face. You're like, "Oh my God." It's like, yeah, you hate that guy.
I just think he's worthless, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean, dude doesn't even have. He just has a swollen knee. You want to talk about not coming and playing? I mean, the guy has no structural damage. They can't tell you what the injury is, just swollen, so he can't play.
I think they kept him out on purpose.
I think there's something to it too.
Yeah.
I think they're keeping him out on purpose because they want him to go to free agency and they don't want to totally ruin his opportunity.
His stock of what he had left.
Yeah, the little stock.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually an Aguilar fan because of what he did in the Super Bowl. But I gotta agree with you this year. He was pathetic.
Yeah. I mean, we could have 3 more wins. He just hold on a couple balls.
We have a comment in the comment section that I absolutely like from Demetrius Jenkins. Do we resign Jordan Howard? I would. No, absolutely not. Jordan Howard is unreliable. He suited up tonight and didn't play.
Didn't get a snap.
Think about that. He suited up today and didn't play against a team that he should have played against because he's a bruiser.
And I kind of wanted them to use him the few times we did get down there.
Yeah.
And they didn't, There was it seemed like, also I'll say this, late in the game, they were more effective passing the ball than running. Yeah. And it was a 2nd and 13 and they run Boston Scott for like no yard. It's so frustrating to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We actually have another comment by Scott Robinson. He says Miles Sanders is our full-time back now. And this is where I disagree with, all right? I feel like at times in the game, Boston Scott was more productive than Miles Sanders. And Boston Scott is nowhere near the draft stock of what Miles Sanders was. And I just feel like Miles Sanders, he's a versatile back. He could catch passes and out of the backfield, and he could run the ball. But I feel like we need that game-changing back like Josh Jacobs that we should have got last year.
I think Miles Sanders is more explosive.
Really?
I do.
Really?
I think I love Miles Sanders. I just think he needs like 10, 15 more pounds. He needs to get bigger. Well, I love Miles Sanders. I think he runs good, dude. I really like him. I like the combination of him and Boston Scott.
Right.
Now, if you want to bring back a Howard and a bruiser type guy, I would have liked to see this kid Elijah Holyfield get an opportunity. Maybe they could keep him around. But I like this. I like where our backs are. I don't know what they're going to do with Howard. I don't think he's coming back. That's for sure.
I hope he doesn't come back. He's so unreliable. And Jordan Howard, everyone wants to talk about him. They're saying he's a Pro Bowl back, which he was. But if you're not available, what's the point? It's he was out.
His was a weird injury too, because he was out for weeks and weeks and weeks on a stinger. Like a sting. I've never heard a guy out with a stinger like that.
Yeah. It's like the medical staff was just lying.
Yeah, I think they were lying. Maybe they were covering up for him too. Yeah. I mean, Doug said something after the Giant game that I thought was interesting. He said, and it slipped. He said, he's so proud of the guys who have wanted to play. And the way he said that made me feel like he was talking about Nelson Aguilar or maybe a few other guys. And he kind of caught himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it was telling, because I think there were guys on this team that just flat out quit.
All right, who are you firing and who are you keeping for next year?
If I had a choice, I would get rid of Mike Groh, and I'd probably get rid of my quarterback coach.
Okay.
I would probably fire them two guys. If I could do whatever I want, I'd get rid of Schwartz too. But
why?
It's not that I think he does a horrible job. I just don't care for his system. I want a more of a blitz type system.
Well,
but so I want more of like a Rex Ryan type defense, a Jim Johnson type defense. I want a defense that's going to bring heat, like the Buffalo Bills, the way they play. I like that. I don't think we blitz enough. I'm not really big on his system, but I don't mind if he doesn't go. It's not going to kill me. But I think Groh, and I would like to see the quarterback coach. I'd like to see them both go.
Well, my friend said the same thing about Schwartz tonight. He didn't think he blitzed enough. But here's the thing with going against quarterbacks like Russell Wilson. If you blitz Russell Wilson and he rolls out, he has that wide open receiver down the field, and he's going to nail him every single time.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy with Russell Wilson, but I'm talking about all year long. I mean, I just the philosophy's different, like Jim Johnson would blitz. Look at the way Jim Johnson played Michael Vick. Guys like that. I mean, I just like the system. I like a different system. I do like Jim Schwartz. I think he's a good coach, but I'd like a different system.
So you just want like a traditional system where you blitz heavy sometimes and then you just lay back.
I wanted a system like 4-3 where you bring pressure and your defense is going to bring pressure, and you bring not just here's my linebacker coming up to line scrimmage. That's the guy I'm blitzing. I like the sophisticated blitzes where you don't know they're coming from. You disguise them. I think Sean McDermott does a great job in Buffalo, like with that. I like that kind of defense. I think at times it would help this team more. But I mean, Schwartz to me is not. I'm okay with Schwartz. I think he's a good coach. I just don't particularly like the system. Mike Groh, I'd like to see go.
I never liked Mike Groh at all. Like even last year when Foles went into the playoffs and beat the Chicago Bears and lost to the Saints, I didn't even want him to come back last year. And,
me neither.
Him back. So,
yeah, me neither. And I think that the style, for a lot of the season, where Carson just has to get rid of the ball every 3 seconds and you can't stretch the field. I don't think that the Eagles and their offense, even though Carson changed, Carson picked it up and did what he had to do towards the end of the year, I don't think it necessarily fits the style of play. Right. I would like to see that guy Kafka from Kansas City. I'd like to see that. Yeah, I'd like him to come in and be the offensive coordinator and install that vertical offense that Kansas City runs.
Okay. Well, Andy Reid, it's funny because if Andy Reid finally wins the Super Bowl this year, Mike Kafka might leave and accept probably a head coaching job or something like that.
Could be. Yeah. But could be. But hopefully it would be an offensive coordinator possibility. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. My fear is that because we made the playoffs, they're going to keep growing.
Yeah. I hope not. We made the playoffs by default. I know. If I'm being completely honest with you, with everyone in here, did the Dallas Cowboys beat Seattle today?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
They destroyed the Rams and they destroyed the Redskins. If they're playing at home on the turf, I feel like they beat that Seattle team. I really do.
Let me ask you. I think if Clowney hits Dak Prescott in the same spot, same hit, he's out with a concussion also.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I think you're getting a concussion on that hit. That was a big hit, man.
Yeah. I don't think the Seahawks are a good football team. I really don't. And
I don't think they're necessarily a good football team. I mean, they're injured, but they're well coached. I mean, look, Jason Peters stunk today, by the way. Jadeveon Clowney was killing him.
dude,
Killing him.
I was on the sideline today taking videos, and Jason Peters came by to say hi to the fans before he went to the locker room. This motherfucker is so big. Like, his arms are like 5 of these.
Right? He's huge.
This guy's so big, and like, you're looking at him, you're like, how the hell does anyone get past this guy?
Yeah.
And then you realize he's like 36 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, like, oh, what the hell was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. But I don't know. I thought he wasn't good. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but you know what? And I think I'm leading into something that you were thinking about. Andre Dillard, I don't trust him. I really don't. You know what? I didn't like the draft pick from the start. We traded up to get him to steal him away from the Texans. He was a Pac-12 talent at Washington State, and I just don't feel like he's the guy to take over for Peters. So if Peters has one more year left in him, I'd give him a 1-year deal, see where we could go from there, and then look at our options for the next year. I don't think Andre Dillard is the deal.
So yeah, I would install Dillard next year as my tackle.
You would
go with it. Yeah, because I've drafted him the first round. He better be able to play. I don't have time to play games with this team. I like Dillard at left tackle. I didn't like him at right tackle, but I liked him at left tackle.
Like him at right tackle? Holy shit! They asked him in a news conference, "How does it feel like playing at right tackle?" And they talked to the reporter. He was like, "How does it feel like writing with your left hand?"
Yeah, exactly. I mean that was they should have known right there not to do it.
Yeah,
you know. So I would put him at left tackle. I mean, I think the one thing that I take out of the season too is that young guys have proven they can play. Yeah. So you got to start trusting some of these young guys that you draft and bring up a little quicker than you do. And I think they need to make a concerted effort to get younger and continue with it.
Well, they have to get younger. I don't know about the status of Jason Kelsey. I think he's going to retire. So you have to look at a center for next year, and it's going to be a rough hill from here. You know, you do have Wentz, but you don't know if he's going to be back and better than ever because of the concussion.
He'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah. By the time football starts next year, he'll have 6 months of recovery. I think he'll be fine. It's not like he's coming back in 3 weeks. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. And I don't know if you saw, but after they showed Russell Wilson going up to Doug, and he was like, "How's Carson?" And he's like, "Oh, he'll be fine."
Yeah, he'll be fine. That's a good coach, though. That's a good coach saying that his player's going to be all right. But
yeah,
we really don't know, to be honest. And right now, you know, I'm kind of in that mindset to where it's like, you know, I'm going to go to bed peacefully tonight, but I'll wake up tomorrow miserable because there's going to be no more football for us for the rest of the year.
No more football for us the rest of the year. It's like I don't even like, you know, I get to the point where it's like I can't even like, I don't even want to watch the playoffs. I'll watch it, but I'm not going to want to, you know. Yeah. And I'll watch Seattle and I want them out. So
well, I'm rooting for Green Bay now.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could dig that.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Green. I like Rodgers. I think Rodgers is really good
quarterback. I like Aaron Rodgers too. I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a great quarterback. It sucks, man. You know, but at the same time, when I think about everything that this team went through just to get to this position,
and then it's ridiculous. Like that.
Yeah, and that was always something that was very possible. It could happen. You know, and I know there's some people are saying, well, at least we have an excuse. Our quarterback went out, but I don't even want an excuse. I just wanted him to play, just play and get experience for the future. But I mean, you know, the Deshaun Jackson, I wish he would have gotten that surgery too. I just sucks.
Yeah, it does. It really does suck, and you know, I guess we'll never know what we could have been without Deshaun Jackson or with Deshaun Jackson. But
right, and I hope Alshon's going next year. I don't care if they have to eat $10 million. I want him gone.
I'd keep him one more year.
I want him gone. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want anything to do with him if he's the rat, if he's causing problems, if he's the one that Carson has to feel like he can't talk or be the leader of this team. I don't want him.
But all right, so who would you replace him with? Because you got to replace talent with talent. Would you take someone like Mike Evans or?
Oh, if I could get Mike Evans, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but I mean, somebody always becomes available. I mean, I know some people talk about AJ Green. Me personally, I stay away because he's old.
Yeah.
I know the only old guy over 30 that I would draft or sign as a wide receiver is Antonio Brown, and I know they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
But I mean, maybe Robbie Anderson, and then you draft a couple guys. But I think you gotta get faster. You got to get faster at the wide receiver position on the outside.
I agree. You need a burner on that side, but you know what? Deshaun Jackson's coming back, so you know that helps. He'll be 30.
It helps, but we can't rely just on him. That was a big mistake. They had no insurance plan for him.
Yeah, Howie needs to do a better job. He honestly did a great job this year, and I'll give him credit. I'll give Howie Roseman just a little bit of credit because when everyone was like, "You got to go get someone. You got to do something as a GM for this team. We're in the playoff run." He knew that we weren't that great of a team. We were all banged up, and he saved a lot of draft picks. So I'll give him credit for not succumbing to the pressure and going out to get someone that wouldn't even mattered.
Yeah, but one thing I wonder and worry about, though, is what if guys like Greg Ward Jr. turn out to be like really good players?
Yeah.
Boss Scott. What if they turn out to be good players? Why did it take so long for us to put them up and play? Why are we not recognizing the talent that we have in our own practice squad to bring them up if they're younger and talented? I mean, that scares me going forward. It scares me about the draft. But we gotta get some real young talent on this team.
To answer your question, it's really simple. Players that practice don't play as well as they do in a real game situation. A lot of players like to hold their talent for a game type situation. Practice, it's not a real atmosphere. You're just practicing your skill.
Yeah, it's something because you look at some of these guys, and I know that they're hungrier. But I mean, I think Greg Ward Jr. could play at this level. I'm not saying he would be the best slot receiver in football, but I think he could be very good. And if you put talent around him, he could be really, 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 really good. Right. So I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. But I do think that with the youth that came up and showed, especially offensively, I think we got a lot to build on. But we got to have a good draft, and we got to pick up the right free agents.
Yeah, good draft. At this point, I would go after free agency. I really would. I would just get talent that we know is there.
Well, they're gonna have like $30 million next year.
Yeah,
I think $37 million.
Well, Bad Dog says we have no cap room. So
no, Bad Dog's looking. He's looking at like over the cap and knows he's looking 3-4 years down the road. Next year we got I think $37 million. But the thing with cap space is you can always create it. You just have to eat the dead money.
Yeah.
And you can create it. But do the Eagles want to eat like $10 million off of Alshon? I would. But that's the question. Yeah,
it is a question. So what are your plans for the off season now that Eagles football's over?
Don't stop, I go into off season mode. So I'll be streaming more Sixers stuff, doing some more Sixers videos and things like that. But I'll be following the off season. I try to do a video almost every day, and that'll continue all the way through. You got the draft, you got the combine, you got free agency, so it gets busy.
Yeah, I'll definitely have you on here, hopefully consistently. It's been a pleasure having you on here every single week.
I appreciate you having me on. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a really good season. It's not, it's been an interesting season. I haven't seen one of these in a while. I haven't seen one like this since like the Jeff Garcia season.
Right.
And it was definitely interesting. It was interesting that we got to the playoffs. Unfortunately, Carson Wentz didn't really get his experience. But you know what? It is what it is. After the game, I wasn't even that upset because I realized that the team they're just too injured. They were too injured to go ahead and win a Super Bowl. It just wasn't happening. And, thankfully, I've dealt with a lot of Eagles seasons in my life. And a lot of people that are angry right now, a lot of people that are upset. Obviously, young fans are upset. I see in the comment section. It's all right. We have a Super Bowl. It wasn't Carson Wentz who did it. But he will get one day. He will. And his time will come. I'm a little bit angry at Carson Wentz right now because of the way he slid head first, and I feel like that could have been avoidable.
I think a cheap shot's coming. A cheap shot's coming no matter what. The only difference is he was going to get cheap shotted. It just would it might have been called if he slid. He was going to get cheap shotted.
Yeah, they were trying to take him out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
he's done that too many times, Clowney, for me to think otherwise.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, a lot of people are going to be disappointed for a week, but you know what? Just remember, we have a Lombardi trophy. And, at the end of the day, these losses aren't as hard to take because we do have that one Super Bowl. So, you know what? It sucks, but at the end of the day, the season starts in August, and that's what we have to look forward to because I'm sure as hell not looking forward to the Sixers. So,
well, not right now.
No.
No. They're killing me too right now.
Yeah,
I'm proud. I'm like I said. I think this team maxed out on everything that they had. They gave everything they had. I can't say that this team didn't try. I can't say that they quit. They gave us everything, and to come from 5-7, give us a good 4 weeks, and have a chance, to knock the Cowboys out and put Garrett in and get him fired. Like I got that all off season. No matter what Cowboys want to say, whatever, we won the division. We beat them when they were healthy, and I think the team gave everything they had. I'm proud of them, and I just want to now increase the talent level for them going forward.
Yeah, definitely. And next year I feel like it's Super Bowl or bust. I really do.
It's always Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, for me after week 3 of this year, I felt like this season was doomed. For some reason, we lost to Detroit, and I was like, you know what, Detroit's really not that good of a team. We looked really not good at all, and I was like, there's something missing from this team. We're really not going to do anything this year. And
well, you think about this though. You think about what we had: the Orlando Scandrick crap. The Source comes back. I mean, all the shit that we went through all season from the first game. Like, excited, we're gonna have a deep threat. We're gonna have a vertical game. Deshaun Jackson kills it the first game. Then he's hurt. No surgery. Alshon's hurt all year. Anonymous sources. Orlando Scandrick fighting through all that crap, and they somehow, they pull together. It's a crazy year. It's one of the craziest years I can remember, dude. Yeah, I don't remember anything like this ever.
I don't either, and it was crazy. It was crazy for all the wrong reasons, and I don't know. It would have been interesting to win this game and then go into Green Bay, but you know what? Not meant to be.
No, not meant to be, and we'll go forward. Like I said, for me, I feel like Carson answered a lot of the critics. I know that there's going to be stuff with injury stuff all year. I don't really care about that, but he was able to elevate this team, carry this team when need be, and kind of do what he had to do. And I think we got stuff to build on. I want to win every year. Yeah. And it sucks right now, but yeah, like I said, I just can't kill this team.
Yeah. It does, but it starts back up in August. I don't like preseason football, although that was the big thing I had going into the season. I was like, I did not like how Wentz didn't play at least one preseason.
I don't like that either. Yeah. I don't like that either. But dude, this thing starts late February. As soon as they start that scouting combine. Yeah. That's when you're going to start winning. You want to win a season, you need a good off season, you need good draft picks, you need good scouting, you need good free agency. You need all those things. Then you got to get lucky. But we got a lot to do.
We do. And it all starts in February, right after the Super Bowl.
That's right.
So, enjoy the rest of the season. It's been a pleasure having you on the channel this year. And you'll be on here hopefully for year round,
whenever you want.
I don't know if you're into the Flyers, but I do Flyer stuff.
Yeah, I like the Flyers. I mean, I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun coming on. Thank you for having me. It's been good. And anytime you want me to come on, just let me know.
Definitely, man. Keep up the good work. Anything else to say before we go?
I love everybody. Don't worry, we'll get over this.
Yeah, we will. It's depressing. Hey, listen, it's probably gonna hit me in about an hour that the season's over, but it's depressing. But thank God I quit drinking because I'd probably be a fucking mess right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
But you know what? Another closure to the Eagle season without a Lombardi. With that being said, we're out. Bye, guys.